Hello, Robyn Kesnow, RVT and founder of Animal RN. Today I thought, what a better tip for you than to go through the one email that I seem to be typing the same thing over and over and over again right now, at least here in this season in my area. Fleas! What can I do about the fleas? Our monthly preventative isn't working. We don't normally do monthly preventative, but we have been for 2 months and we're still finding ourselves in an infestation. These are the messages I'm getting. Phone calls, voicemails, emails, people being driven crazy and getting bit like crazy because of the fleas. Alright, so first off, it is flea preventative stuff. So before you have fleas, one of the great ways to deal with them is to have a preventative on board for your animals. This can be topical. The two oldest, not really the oldest, but old and common and really trustworthy brands are Frontline and Advantage. They also both have products that are slightly deviation in name that also protect against ticks. So those are the topical products. There are, of course, a bunch of others, but those are like the basics. They've been around forever, definitely trustworthy. From there, we also have things like oral products. So for example, my personal pets, I use an oral product. I'll put a link to a couple different options. The oral products are not for when you already have fleas ever in any circumstance. They're just not helpful that way. These are really truly a preventative. So that's an option. I'll put a couple links so again you can see what brands I'm talking about. So you have oral or you have topical, and those are preventative. Now what happens after you already have fleas? Say you are on one of these products and you now have fleas. So the product didn't do its job, or the fleas are just extra crazy right now, whatever it is. All right, now what do you do? So legally, I can't tell you to give more flea medicine. Doesn't say you can do that on the label. I'm not a veterinarian, only a veterinarian can prescribe. But what I can tell you is it's worth a conversation with your vet. I especially want to be cautious with cats because they're so sensitive, but really with dogs or cats. And then being the RVT who deals with so many seniors with other issues going on, I also want to check in with my vet just because every animal is an individual and your animal might have some habits or some medical stuff that tells the veterinarian basically that this wouldn't be a good idea for you. But anytime you're using any product off-label, you definitely want to have medical advice to make sure that it's the right fit. If something goes wrong, it will go very wrong. So let's be careful with that. But number one option, if you are already on a preventative and you're still having problems, talk to your veterinarian about the options of layering flea products. Okay? So that's one option. Now, besides talking to your veterinarian, what else can you do? Because even if you do that, you might want to be more aggressive. Nobody likes getting bit. Maybe you've got kids going crazy. Your own legs getting tore up at night. All right, so what else? Vacuuming. Anytime that you have any kind of carpet, anything that's upholstered, anywhere where the eggs of the fleas can get and hang out, and I'm going to super simplify this stuff just to be quick for the video. But basically, vacuum, 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 vacuum. The beater bar or the agitation of the vacuuming of the upholstery will agitate the eggs, make them hatch, you know, cause them to kind of wake up and come out. And then from there, then they can bite your animal and die, or not find a food source and die. So we need them to come out of that egg hidden, hiding out state. And the vacuum is one way to make that happen. Okay. So vacuuming, what else can I do? What more can I do? And oh, by the way, when I say vacuuming, I mean 1 to 2 times a day. If you are, how much you vacuum should be directly proportional to how frustrated you are. You might start with once a day, and if it keeps getting worse, crank it up. I mean vacuum, vacuum, vacuum. It's not about cleanliness. This is about waking up those eggs and getting those babies out of your house. All right, what else, what else, what else? High heat. Utilizing high heat for any of your fabrics, anything that can be put in the washer dryer. You can wash them if you want. I don't care if you wash them. You definitely want to consider the health of your fabrics and what you need to do for your fabrics to keep your upholsteries and stuff safe. But any kind of covers of bedding as I can take off, whole pillows, comforters, wash it if you need it. But if you can safely put it in the dryer, high heat. Even once, same thing, once or twice a day, you're agitating the flea eggs that are dormant. You're waking them up and you're saying, get up, because you're getting out. And we've got to do that if we really, really have an infestation. These are the things that are required. And these are also the things that are required to do it without bombing and having chemicals everywhere. Okay, so we're going to talk to our veterinarian about the options around layering our flea products. We're gonna use the vacuum on every surface that has anything that looks like carpet or a rug or anything like that. Curtains, anywhere the fleas could get and get into the fabric. Use high heat and really wake up those eggs that way. All right, is there anything else that we can do? Those are the biggest things, but I'll tell you there's another trick. I learned it not so long ago from a friend's dad, and I had never heard of such a thing. I laughed my head off. I thought it couldn't possibly work. It works better than any other holistic option I've ever seen, and it's a great layer to go with the vacuuming and the high heat. There is such a thing as a flea trap. Now, the room that you put the flea trap in has to be completely dark. If you have bright street lights outside of your kitchen window and the little shears that you have make it so people can't see in and out, but the light still gets in, this won't work. It has to be dark, so you might want to temporarily cover up any external lighting. But essentially the flea trap is a night light with a sticky piece of paper and then some plastic grating over it. So the fleas are attracted to the light, jump towards it. I know, it's such a cliche. Jump towards the light, and then they fall through that plastic grating onto that plastic, sticky, and then they're stuck there. And if you have a problem with the humanity and the way that I'm treating fleas, I'm so sorry, but I totally agree with this option. And like I said, I laughed at this thing. You could make your own homemade one. You can buy them. Maybe in the links here, I'll put a little search on Amazon, just not because you need to buy them from Amazon, but that way you can see what you're looking for or how you might build one. Those are my tips, those are my tricks. If you have an infestation, these are the ways to get it out of your house as soon as possible without using chemicals that are gonna drive you nuts. The more diligent you are with the vacuuming and the high heat, the better it will be. Layering the products on your pet, if your veterinarian says that it's safe to do so, can absolutely aid in expediting this. So talk to your vet, clean your house kind of a lot, and consider a flea trap. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any other tips and tricks, especially if they don't involve crazy chemicals, bombing houses, and having to relocate the children for a week. Signing off, Robyn, Animal RN. Have a great day.